Hey y'all, guess what? Today is the day. Today is the day where you get a brand new Courtney Story YouTube video. It's been a very long time, but I'm just super inspired to make this video. So today I want to get into some things that I want you guys to know before you move to Barbados. Maybe you're deciding to move there long term, short term, or even before you visit. This is just my experience. I am back in Atlanta now, but I'm still going to share some content about my time in Barbados. So the first thing is not really a tip, but I just want to share that there's this quote that I normally kind of like think about a lot, and the quote is, wherever you go, there you are. And basically that quote means that you can travel around the world, you can live in so many different places, but if your, like, let's say mindset hasn't changed, then you're still like the same person in those places. Or if you may be dealing with depression or anxiety or loneliness or isolation, which a lot of us, including myself, have dealt with coming out and still kind of being in the global pandemic, like, changing your location won't solve that. So the first thing that I think you should know about Barbados, and that was an adjustment to me, is that the wildlife, the wildlife is abundant. So the number one form of wildlife are chickens. They're like feral chickens, roosters, whatever. They just run the street. Like, they're nobody's pet. They're nobody's like money maker. They don't make people money by their eggs or whatever, I'm assuming. So you will get used to the chickens running around. They might chase you from time to time, but just chill, keep walking. The second thing are monkeys. So I personally have not had any run-ins with any monkeys, but my friend, she had a lot of run-ins with them, because if you live by Rockley, there's a place up the island called Rockley. That's where they run around, but they really run around everywhere. So if you are moving there and you are living in a monkey neighborhood, you know, you're gonna want to keep your fruit out the window. You're gonna want to like make sure your trash is out of the way, because the monkeys will come and try and open your doors and windows and things like that, from what I have seen people say. So monkeys, chickens. The second thing is lizards, of course. Like, my first Airbnb that I posted, y'all saw, it had lizards running around everywhere. So that's just something you get used to. They get in the house. They're not big. They're like maybe like the small geckos, but they get in the house and, you know, y'all just in there chilling together. They eventually run out. And then another thing is, I wouldn't call it wildlife, it's an insect, but mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are really, really bad there. Mosquitoes are abundant. So there are supplements you can take. You should always, always carry mosquito repellent. You should always, whether it's the lotion, the spray, whether you're making your own, you always need to stay armed with mosquito repellent, because the mosquitoes in Barbados, they carry dengue. And dengue, I think it's deadly. I think you can die from dengue. It's just a virus that you don't want to get. So mosquitoes, monkeys, chickens, lizards. It's an island, so you're gonna have to adjust to the wildlife that is in island life. So that's the first. And number two, I want to talk about, I'm gonna call this amenities slash like convenience slash shopping, whatever. So the first thing is, when you get to Barbados, no matter where you're from, you're gonna figure out how to use your cell phone. So when you go to other countries and you have like AT&T, whatever service provider you have for your phone is not gonna work there unless you set up a plan. So that was very, very, very hard for me when I got there. And it was honestly like the bane of my existence the whole time I was there. Because if your phone is not connected to Wi-Fi, it's not gonna run on data like how you normally would be at home, and you would just run out and your phone still works to listen to music, to navigate places. That don't work there. So either you have to be connected to Wi-Fi, or you have to set up with your company, your service provider, that I'm going out of the country, like, let me purchase an international package, or you're going to have to buy like a burner phone, or just a separate SIM card to insert into your existing phone, and, you know, be safe. So you need to be able to, I'm sure, listen to music, or contact your friends on WhatsApp, or make calls, navigate to places. Just make sure you have a set plan for your cell phone usage. What I did was not sustainable. I basically purchased this package from AT&T where I would use my data for the day and they would charge me $10 a day. And that's how I ended up with a $655 phone bill, because it's just crazy. So the number one thing I want y'all to do is to figure out how you will use your phone. Personally, if I do it again, to go to any country, I would just buy or find a separate iPhone that's older and get a SIM card and put it in there. It was just really hard to be around the island and not having any internet and not having any, like, you know, I was taking photos and posting everything after, not having any live interaction, and also it's just very unsafe. So that's the first thing I want y'all to do, is to figure out how to use your phone. The second thing is, when you're looking for apartments around Barbados, there is no central AC. I mean, not to my knowledge. They have those little units that are in each maybe living room or room, and they're called inverter units. And they cool your room pretty good, but you should not run them because they're very expensive. So that's another thing as far as like amenities. Like, don't look for, just don't have your same, I'm just gonna speak as American mindset, going to an island looking for, I don't know, hardwood floors, like stainless steel. Like, you just have to find what you like and adjust for what you can live without, because the AC, my first apartment used to be like 80 degrees every day, and it was right on the water, so that did help a little bit. But just adjust your mindset. So your phone, there were sometimes random power outages, and I just want you to be prepared for that. Always keep your devices charged. It wasn't anything to where power would be out for days, but you know, you're on a very tiny island and you have to roll with the punches. The other thing is, Barbados is a water scarce country. When the volcano erupted and people were trying to clean up after the volcano, the water was just short all around. You know, think of an island being in the middle of the ocean. The water sources, once if everybody's trying to clean up or shower or cook and wash their dishes, the water is going to be incredibly low, the pressure on the water. So just make sure that you are always keeping like maybe gallons of water in your home, in case you wake up one day and you cannot wash your hands, take a shower, flush the toilet, which happened a little frequently. And another thing I want to talk about is like shopping and the convenience of getting things delivered. Now, I was pretty impressed at like what I can find in Barbados. The price of it, I speak for myself. I order everything and pick it up. So if I need like dish detergent or like laundry detergent or anything like that, I'm gonna go on Target.com. I'm gonna order it. I'm gonna pick it up later in the day. Like, I rarely shop inside the store. So that is non-existent in Barbados, one. And two, Amazon, just let it go. Just let it go. So you are able to sign up for services where if you want to shop online at like your favorite clothing store, or just really do a huge ass like shopping haul, you're able to sign up for a service to where you can order your items from that website and they ship it to like a location like Miami where there's a port, and then from there they ship it to Barbados. Now personally, I didn't use that, but I do hear that it takes a while. There's nothing that's gonna come in Amazon Prime time, and honestly I think that things like that take 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, because even once it gets to Barbados, it has to go through the customs process, and that is a nightmare. That's just another story. I just don't recommend. I just would never do that again. I'm not gonna say recommend it. I don't recommend it for you, but I personally will never be shipping a barrel anywhere where it has to clear customs. So the second thing is, adjust your shopping. Your shopping habits are gonna change. Whether it's groceries, toiletries, clothes, cosmetics, you're not gonna be able to order something and it just show up to your doorstep. That won't be working. Okay, so number 3 is you're going to need a plan for transportation. So it is pretty expensive to rent a car in Barbados. It's not like unfathomable. It's not like impossible, but personally I did not rent a car because I knew I wasn't gonna be there long. I had a plan to rent a car, but the lockdown happened and then I just never did it, and then I ended up leaving. So you need to have a transportation plan. There is an app called Pickup and it works like Uber or Lyft, but there are not a lot of drivers on that app. So sometimes if you're in a certain area, you can pull up the app and there just won't be any drivers. Or if you are on the South Coast or you're in a busier area, it worked pretty well for me when I moved to the South Coast. So you can, one, rent a car, and that is going to be pretty expensive, I'm not even gonna lie, and get around like that. Or you can, of course, bum a ride with your friends. My friend who lived in my building, one of my close friends, she had a car, so we clearly went everywhere together. Like, she would coordinate, like, when are you free? So let's go to the grocery store, let's go out, let's go shopping, blah, blah, blah. That really worked out well for me. And then the third thing you can do is use taxis, private taxis. If you use a taxi in Barbados, they are 100% going to give you their card. It's always good to keep a lot of taxis like business cards, so that you can like call them or WhatsApp them and say, hey, can I schedule a ride for XYZ day? So rent a car, use the pickup app. You can use private taxis that is separate from the pickup app, where you call them and schedule your rides, or you can get around on the ZR, like the the reggae bus, which is pretty cool because it's, one, cheap and it's fast. So if you live like close to a main road, or you just go out to the main road, you hail it, you pay your cash, and then one day me and my friend, we went to the bank, we went to the grocery store, and we went to, like, I think the hair store or something in like under an hour. So, and of course, we didn't live far from those things. So the reggae bus and the like actual bus are two different things. The reggae bus is when you just get into like a van. It's like a little passenger van and you ride around and you do your errands. Or you can get on the actual big bus, and that takes you like to the city and it takes you around. So it's pretty easy to do those things. Personally, I'm very, I don't want to call it type A, but I just like to get in my car or get into the Uber or Lyft, go where I'm going and get back home. I don't like all the extra stuff. So you need to figure out a transportation plan. How will you be getting to see your friends, to get your hair done, to get, I don't know, to the beach? How will you be getting to those places? And I think that that also starts with choosing an apartment that is in an area where it's pretty walkable, and just maybe a short cab ride away from what you know you want to be doing. Okay, now the fourth tip is pretty important. All of these are important, but the fourth tip is, baby, you are going to need a plan for that cash, for your credit card, for your debit card. Don't be like me, okay? Don't be like me and just listen. Okay, so Barbados is, I would honestly, now that I'm back, would call it a real cash heavy country. Like here at home in Atlanta, I can go maybe the whole year without pulling out cash and just using Apple Pay, using, you know, my card, whatever. But in Barbados, you're going to need cash. Like, you are going to have the dollar bills on you, because it's just like so much more convenient to carry cash. So my mistake was that I didn't really have a plan for that, and I was trying to come to Barbados and use my debit card everywhere, and that just didn't work. So I have two accounts with two different banks, and my Chase account, dead. If you have Chase, that is not, unless you have like that Freedom credit card or something, you're fine. But if you have a basic, regular Chase bank account, checking account, they are going to tax your ass, and I do not appreciate that. So what I was doing was I was getting paid in that account, and I was transferring money to my Navy Federal account. Now, Navy Federal was not zero. The foreign fees weren't 0%, but they were super low. I think they were like 0.1 or 0.5 to 1% of the transaction. So I would spend like $500, and I don't know, it would just be very, very low. But what I was doing was I was siphoning my money from one account to the other account and pulling it out. So you need to figure out what's going to work best for you as far as your foreign transaction fees that your bank is going to charge you if you use your card. And then you need to figure out the best conversion rate for pulling out cash. So I did wise up, because my friend, she used to carry cash a lot, and it was just smarter. So I started to just go to the ATM every time I would get paid and take out like $500, $800, up to $1,000, $1,000 Barbados dollars. Keep in mind the currency is a conversion. So if I was taking out 1,000 Bayesian dollars, Barbadian dollars, that was only like 500, maybe a little under 500 US dollars. So please have a plan for your cash. The easiest thing I think you should do is, of course, if you already have a credit or debit card that has 0% foreign transaction fees, that's perfect. You're in there. You don't need these tips. But if you don't, you need to figure out a way to either, one, get a card like that or use the card with the lowest fees. But you're going to need to figure out what bank you want to consistently take cash out of. Personally, I bank hopped. Like, there's Scotiabank, there's First Caribbean, there's like First Citizens. Like, when you get there, you will see that you can figure out which bank works for you as far as the lowest conversion rate. But I think that whatever you do, you should take out hella cash. I mean, honestly. So cash is the best thing to use for groceries, the cab, going out with your friends to the bar, drinks, and honestly, like, you might have to pay your light and power bill with cash too. So let's just back up. Barbados is a little behind the time, and I'm not saying this to bash it, but if you go to any country in the Caribbean, I mean, you know, like, the technology of things, it's just a little behind. So I'm saying all that to say, like, you probably won't be able to get your light bill, your electric bill, and log in and pay it. You're probably gonna have to get cash to go to the grocery store and pay it there. So that's how things are probably gonna work when you start paying bills and things like that. Cash on you, figure out your schedule on how much you're gonna take out and how frequently, and just don't do what I did. Because when I got there, it was just really hard for me to pay with my card everywhere. I was just ending up Cash Apping and Venmo and my friends everywhere I went because I hadn't wised up to me needing cash yet. Now, with number 5, I don't want this to sound, you know, offensive or anything. But number 5, I'm just going to talk about the adjustments to the culture you're going to have to make to Barbados. And the number one thing is that the customer service is really, really bad. And I swear, like, please, do not take offense to this. If you're Bayesian, or like, don't take offense to this, but the customer service is almost non-existent. And now I have had good experiences at hotels and just being waited on and things like that. But consistently though, the like, hello, how are you? Or just like the customer, making the customer feel comfortable and things like that, or just going above and beyond. I don't know. It's just not good. The customer service was a huge adjustment, and just working through that. So now that's out the way, Barbados I felt very safe there. Everybody was really friendly. Like, I can walk out alone to the beach or to the grocery store, to wherever, and I felt safe. I don't know if it was because of COVID or whatever, but the crime rate was significantly low. Like, there wasn't much crime, like serious crime being reported. So you will feel safe, especially if you're going there solo, whether you're a man or a woman. I mean, of course you need to, you know, be on your guard in certain areas and just don't be foolish, but like, you will feel very safe there. The culture was very opening and warm and friendly. And also, I want to say that, like, maybe the people or the culture is a little conservative, because like, you would think that if you wake up on a Sunday, you're like, okay, we're about to have Sunday fun day, we're about to get lit. Like, things generally close down and slow down on Sunday. So keep in mind, if you need to go to the rum shop or to the grocery store, or if you have these big grand plans, you're still gonna be able to do activities on Sundays. But like, as far as running like serious errands, Sundays are not the day to do that. A day for chilling and liming and hanging with your family and things like that. And also, like, the lingo in Barbados, I love, like, of course, the accent, but the lingo as far as like, hi, good night. Like, if I say hi, good night to you, you're gonna like look at me a little crazy and be like, I'm not going to sleep. But hi, good night, it's just a general greeting. Or this one, yes, please. Yes, please is like such, when you go, you'll see. If I was like at a restaurant and if I said, do you have iced tea? They would be like, yes, please. Like, you'll see, it's like the lingo that they use in Barbados. Like, I'm sure you'll be able to pick it up just to catch on to a conversation. But yes, please, good night, like, no, please. There's a lot of things that you will get there and you'll start using very quickly. The other thing is about the culture is that like Barbados is, to me, when I first got there, the first month I was there, it was a huge like fet slash party culture. And like that is a good thing if one, you know, I love going out to parties and meeting people, but two, you are going to have to balance your real life versus your fet and party life. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to need to be able to be free on the go and be versatile. And by that, I mean, like, I didn't have a car. So if me and my friends were going to go grab lunch, I know we weren't just going to go grab lunch and then come back home. So if you're a girl, even if you're a guy, if you're a girl, you might want to pack some extra clothes. If you know you're going to have a beach day, you probably won't be going home after that beach day. So pack an extra outfit, you know, some makeup to freshen up, pack everything you need probably to be out until nighttime, because before the lockdown and even after the lockdown kind of eased up, me and my friends, we got right back to it. And you just don't, there's no downtime when you're trying to like fit everything in, especially if there's a curfew or something like that. So we call it Barbados happening. So if you're going to like one spot, you're probably going to go to like 4 or 5 different spots, including the beach, before you get back home for the night. So always be prepared for Barbados to happen. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed those tips. And I think the last thing I want to talk about is just the overall mindset adjustment I had to make, because when I got to Barbados, like I said, it was in the middle of COVID and the numbers were really, really low. Everybody was just trying to look out and take care of each other. Everybody was sanitizing, washing their hands, social distancing. I had to adjust my individualistic American mindset, because here, shit is crazy. Shit is haywire. People have their own beliefs about COVID and about wearing masks and about things like that. But I think that coming from here, going to Barbados, there was just a more collective concern about everybody and about everybody's like health, safety, and well-being. So I had to just adjust from like, you know, how America is to like actually like, you know, taking care of my neighbor and things like that, because everybody was generally warm and open and inviting and just really looked out for each other. So those are my tips. If you have any questions, please like find me on Instagram and just also leave a comment on anything else you want to know, because I'm just trying to like push out all the rest of my content now about Barbados. I have gotten some DMs about Barbados and I really appreciate y'all watching my little videos, honestly. So I will see y'all next time, and it will really help if you subscribe to my channel, because I'm just gonna keep everything coming as far as travel, lifestyle, whatever you want to see. So I'll see y'all next time.